I just killed Charlotte.
So you believe that this warning letter was written by the Phantom Weasel?
Is that the name of the first Star Wars movie? Oh no, that's the Phantom Menace. Yeah, my bad.
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double.
Who do we think the Phantom Weasel is already? Who would have faked their own death?
Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out,
Some type of...
one thing it won't be is boring.
Some kind of vigilante or something?
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one.
She's looking for that profit.
Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Oh, hey, what a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
I'm gonna charge you though.
Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Warning letter? What is he gonna like set a bomb off in the courthouse?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're not from here, by the way.
I guess you wouldn't know about it. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity.
Such a terrible nickname.
Never managed to catch him.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
My brain goes to Sly Cooper immediately. I feel like not a lot of people have played Sly Cooper, so what's something else more relatable? Robin Hood.
Precisely.
Maybe.
Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation.
Oh, never mind.
Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predation.
Oh, so this is just a bad person.
He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday.
Base. So like an absolute weirdo. I don't know. That sounds base, man. Teach those kids at a young age. Life ain't fair. Give me that doll.
The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
And his dog.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
I feel like the theme of all of the Fontaine quests are going to be who done it, we gotta catch them, bad guys. And I like it. It's like a lot of mystery to this region.
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see.
Isn't it like a chance for somebody to be pretending to be the Weasel? What if it's not actually him, but somebody who cares, like agrees with his mindset?
I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a
pretending.
Photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
What the heck? That's a lot of effort. I couldn't be a villain, dude. Like, villains send these kind of letters all the time in all sorts of media. It takes too much effort to clip all this stuff out of magazines and newspapers.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House. Just as you did to me 10 years ago.
He's gonna try to take Clorinde. This is actually serious now. We all have to sit up and focus. He tries to take Clorinde away from us.
This is
Nah.
doubt. A clear declaration of criminal intent.
Declaration of war.
Laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again.
Blown.
But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic scoop. And I'm going for it.
I feel like one day Charlotte's just gonna die looking for this stuff.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
Yeah, he might try to nab you, little guy.
Aww. But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped. Well, he'd have to go through you first. You would stop him, right?
Nope.
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance. Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter.
Lyney!
Yep, that That should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though.
Bro, street performing out here.
Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more
Maybe another
concrete connection to
magician?
the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
So we're not saying... Wait, is it said that Caesar was the Weasel, or Caesar was just like around the time as the Weasel? Did I misunderstand?
Lyney!
Looks like he's performing some magic on the streets.
Magician. Caesar. The Phantom Weasel.
Okay, it was.
Let's go interview Lyney.
I got it confused for some reason. So when he died, they found a bag of stuff, and they're like, "Oh, this was the guy."
You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician.
Yeah. Got
What
it.
do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common?
I almost thought they were two different.
Both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
Are you inciting that maybe Lyney could be a thief or know about thievery?
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
Oh, relax. My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go. No time for delay.
I don't like the word beckoning for some reason. It doesn't feel real. Beckoning. Sounds like baconing. The forgotten thief. Phileas Fracou. Chapter 1. Put your hands up, children.
Wow, Mr. Magician. How did you know which card I picked?
I asked your mom.
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Me when I lied to the youth.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
About telepathy?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
That was what I was thinking.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all.
How did he
The more you try
know?
to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, no, that's not a good habit.
What was that noise? He was trying to like snicker, but it sounded like a chipmunk.
You can tell? Oh boy. You really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of
Gaslighting
my
this kid.
performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right. Got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Saving the youth by lying to them. He really is gonna believe that telepathy's real until he's 30 now. He's like, but telepathy's real. One guy did it on the street. I could do it.
Hey, Lyney?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
It's bad news, Lyney. You're involved in another murder case. Get back to the court. We got a whole opera to go through. Farina's gonna be a bitch. We got a whole bunch of stuff to do.
Oh, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
You killed a man.
Please, you didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond
What
me.
if the kid hears this?
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions.
He's a people reader.
That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me.
As guilty as sin.
You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Ah, so you heard about it.
Cut it in one! Is this more of your trickery at work?
Wait, really?
Just an actual
No
guess.
trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
So we have a reporter with us.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the
Bingo.
latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Smadge.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right?
He's a thief, bro.
The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
If it was any other magician, it'd be fine, but that's my show.
Huh. What are the chances?
That seems mighty unfortunate.
Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally.
Who could be the better magician, huh?
And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me.
Just let this guy rest, bro. He just got off murder trial. Can we just like let him relax a little
The
bit?
mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show.
Too scared. We'll lose money.
But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
I swear to God, if there's some way for him to be incriminated again in another crime, I will lose my mind.
Really?
There's no way, right?
What you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel
Okay,
between
bro.
a famous magician and an infamous thief. Wow, this has written all over it.
Charlotte!
To be honest, I'm
Brother.
not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much for the comparison.
He said, I didn't ask you.
A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower.
Flower.
Just an ordinary flower that was picked long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
That wasn't even sleight of hand. That was just camera angle moving.
It's gone!
Where'd it go?
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear.
It's gonna be my hair, right?
If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
It's not where I thought. Imagine I pulled out a flower from my pants. That'd be so funny. Huh? Oh, it's on my neck.
It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
It's on my neck.
What an outstanding trick!
Da da da
Sorry,
da
Lyney,
da
it
da
seems that my
da.
previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
They're different.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians.
I really like magicians in general, so having the storyline about them is already so cool.
Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
He said, but I steal it, I give it back.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Bro's talking about my twin.
Impressive knowledge.
Oh my God.
It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbols.
Oh, that was just
I'm just
coincidence.
in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic.
That's very coincidental, though, that represents separation.
Sounds like something I should look into, though.
He knows about our brother being missing,
I'll buy
right?
myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief.
I hope he kills the thief.
Please feel free to go
Murder.
and update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time.
3
Hope
days.
the Phantom Weasel is caught by then.
So we're gonna have to follow a bunch of leads now and go down a bunch of paths, get no leads, and go to the show, and it's gonna be a big climax where he just pops up.
If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here.
Cool.
And I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
This is gonna be her tonight, chatting.
So, Lyney, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
Sleight of hand's really hard to do too.
Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
You'd be able to catch the Phantom Weasel. What if he actually wants to murder you, brother?
Not so itchy then, huh?
You switch topics.
Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistant and help me investigate?
Where's Lynette?
Magician's assistants?
Where's Lynette at? Are we gonna see her?
It's fun! Assistants are technically magicians too!
I low-key want to get a character story for Lynette, but I don't feel like she's gonna have one because she's 4-star. That's gonna be like a hangout, right? They don't get story quests.
Also, it'll bring us one step
She
closer
seems
to
more
being
interesting.
one trick is done. Shall we go for it?
It's the only reason why she's joining us. I seriously think Lynette's gonna be more interesting.
First thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal.
What I said.
But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine.
For 10 years?
And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Jemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there.
There's no way Gemma's gonna be able to hold info back if he's still alive.
We should make a move. Let's go and
It's 10 years without her. I mean, if he hid himself from his fiance even, that's impressive. That's long game dedication. What is his motive though for waiting that long? Like for the next great magician to come across and prove himself 10 years from now? Hello, sir. Wait, Lynette? Why is Lynette here?
You took your time.
Oh, she's gonna join us? Let's go. She makes things way better. I love her personality.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette.
It's like 2 days.
We're working as Lyney's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
We'll make sure he doesn't get incriminated for another murder.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Jemma?
Nope.
Jemma?
I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
Oh, she usually comes around this time too, no?
How bizarre.
Oh, that's really not good.
That's bad intel.
That means maybe he's alive and they're spending time together now.
Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
Have y'all seen a man who's supposed to be dead? Balthazar!
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Jemma?
Why does that feel like a D's nuts joke? Does that not feel like a D's nuts joke? The way he said it, it's not the question, it's just like how he said it.
Jemma? You mean Caesar's
Jemma
fiancé?
D's nuts in your
What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something.
That's exactly what it sounds
She
like.
comes here a lot?
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick.
For the last, how many years? A long
Ever
time.
since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often, she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
People have a really hard time moving on in this video game.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away?
10 years.
Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years.
She knew the real him. I almost feel like he could have been innocent and set up again. I don't know. Like, that happens a lot in this region.
I don't know if the mind lives on.
False
in waters after
accusations.
death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Jemma. Her fiance was a lonely crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her.
You know what? It seems like to me the common theme in Fontaine is that people wrongfully accuse over and over and over again.
All of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
Dang.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us.
I kind of like his
Asking
voice.
around.
This NPC's voice was kind of good.
I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
Like, that's a really good NPC sound.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
And the Phantom Weasel's back. I don't like the Phantom Weasel. What are you guys
You're
say?
kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
What I'm saying, actually, she's got a point.
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
So what if it was a situation like Lyney's where he just didn't get exonerated?
Oh, please.
Oh, no.
Weren't you the one cursing his name to high
Set
heaven
up.
when the police announced the news? You were all, "Oh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy," or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
The way they switch up. Sorry to interrupt.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well.
We're such a
but we're struggling
bandwagoner.
to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street.
He's like a fake fan.
He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside.
Whoa, you couldn't see him from the inside. It's like a one-way.
I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
So he was just Santa Claus of this town.
He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
Framed like Lyney.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Jemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time.
Probably why she's not here right now. She's probably already found them.
No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
She's so old.
That's Gemma. Is it just
Oh, wait, she's not old.
It looks like something's wrong.
I thought she was old walking up because she has gray hair.
Wait. It looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay.
She's just middle-aged with gray hair, very stressed. Oh.
Hi there. You're Gemma, right?
Hey, was your husband a crook? I mean, your fiance, excuse me. She's kind of fine, I'm not gonna lie.
Who's asking?
Love the voice, too.
Don't be afraid. We mean no harm.
I won't bite yet.
It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
All right, well, here you're a widow. I mean, free
My
this
name
weekend?
is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
We're magicians. You love magicians, right?
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
Doesn't Paimon usually introduce herself like Paimon is Paimon? That's weird.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this.
So much death in this game lately.
I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right, sorry for disturbing you.
I mean, it'd be really easy to pin blame on a random popular guy in town, even if he didn't have
Don't have any
problems.
more questions. Please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Sag. Big Sag moment. Poor old
Judging by
lady.
the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows
I
something.
was immediately about to say that when we walked away. But I was like, is that kind of mean of me to be like, this woman with a dead husband's lying?
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
2 days left until we go to the performance, by the way, which I guarantee will be the climax. We will all climax. This music is fantastic.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Jemma and see if we can make any inroads with her.
Stalking.
They should be at a cafe right now. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
Let's go into the restaurant and eat first.
Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant.
Lorenzo.
When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners.
No way Lorenzo did it,
Lorenzo
right?
was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft.
Okay, so far we got Jemma and Lorenzo. I think if we're going by how mysteries go, Jemma's the one that framed him. I'm predicting Jemma did it.
Before long, Lorenzo was the
Wouldn't that be
next big
crazy?
magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
I don't like that saying. Fingers in a lot of different pies. What does that even indicate, by the way?
I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
He's angry. Lorenzo! Tell me Lorenzo's hot. Be nice to Lorenzo, guys.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
He's such an ass. Oh my god, I hate this guy already. He seems like a jerk.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Is this Make-A-Wish? Like,
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
this guy is not getting any of my pie. Let me just say that. First things first.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
He's stroking his shit.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Okay, buddy.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target.
Target.
I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
He's gonna cut him off.
Investigate.
Oh my god, he did it. He actually did it. They're not even trying to make it, like, not obvious.
Caesar was the Weasel, and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
No, I'm just looking around, like...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
I think this guy's genuinely stupid because not long ago we had a literal murder crime. All the reason in the world to be concerned about anything that happens in the Oratrice, Monaces, whatever the rest of the word was.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Bro said, I do not care.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
As a competitor.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk.
Jesus, bro.
So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
Bro, let's get some shots in this guy. He's probably a real big viber once he gets a little drunk.
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
We better start throwing some hands in the bar.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Want to grab a drink with me?
Well, what else is he gonna say other than big voice? Who is this?
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business.
He's gone already.
Time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
What is he saying?
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
He's like, you're a fucking magician, bro. I love magicians.
Oh, hey. Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We work together both times.
He's very professional.
This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul mouth and hard nose. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him.
I love this guy.
And he wonders why he can't get a girl.
Oh my god!
By being, what, pushing 40, 30, something. Anyway. Point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And he's still into, from what I hear.
Oh, it's gonna be Caesar's fiance. Oh, I know it.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another
It's gonna
word
be
out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
It's like, yeah, man, don't be such an asshole.
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink.
Me after one shot.
I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
This is what I'm like after one shot, I feel. Goodbye, sir. So this lady you got rejected by, huh?
I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
Okay, gotcha. So I've put a lot of sus on you.
If nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
I don't know if I fully trust him. Because it makes sense for him to frame his friend that stole his girl. But
Well,
that's a hypothetical.
Fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
That guy's very angry.
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for
For
your
losses.
Why would someone you just met make an offer like
It's
that?
as if he assumes there's going to be losses.
Gotta be hiding something. And not like Jemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Mono is not going to be helpful here, bro. He's already blackout drunk. Bro is ordering Uber Eats for some greasy food to help sober up quick. Armando, you sober up yet, buddy? First gonna start vomiting. You good, bud?
Who are you?
He just forgot already.
Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out.
Give this man some Gatorade.
I say way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin.
I love this guy.
Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
I love this guy's voice.
So he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
He's like a very mad guy.
Hey, just keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
What do you mean by that?
What kind of bad things?
Like a murder?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short.
Get him some
I'm
more
not crossing
shots.
that line again.
How about some drinks on the house, buddy?
And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched your life.
Me?
That's not a good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head. I'm leaving.
This might be the best NPC we've ever encountered.
What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation.
Guys, don't look now, but there is a man in black. He looks like one of Navia's guys, no? Is this Silver?
Don't say anything.
Without the
and
hat?
Don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We'd better take this elsewhere.
That looked like Silver. For a minute, without like his top hat and stuff. Chase me if you can, bitch.
You followed us a long way.
Uh-oh.
Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
Oh, damn.
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today?
Where's your sister, huh? We heard the boss talking mad shit about you, huh?
Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Oh, shoot.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Who do you work for?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm
It's gonna be
not
character
the
demo.
strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Don't worry, we got this.
Let's go, baby. Wait, yes, we get to trial him. Let's go. Boom. Cat in the hat. We're gonna time up a little bit. Wrangle tangle him. One of these. One of those. And then Lyney for the finale. Bang! Oh, that was very quick.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Courses. Courses, brothers.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Come on, scram!
The lady?
Hey, wise guys, we ain't through with you yet.
You mean Jemma?
Oh, they got away. Did you catch what they said just before they left?
Jemma.
Something about intimidating someone else.
How we got an Italian mob here in France? I don't understand why everybody's Italian.
Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done it to someone else, but who?
Jemma.
You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she
True.
had something to hide. Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
Good work, Detective Paimon.
Well,
Put your mustache
if
back
that's
on.
the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore. Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
We need to talk to her in a quiet place, somewhere we can't be watched. Mademoiselle, we will protect you. Oh, why is she already here? She beat us to it. This is some really big teacups.
Jemma?
Jemma? Sorry.
You again. What is it this time?
Why are you so willing to talk to my sister but not me, buddy?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, Paimon did it.
So, you can relax now.
We ate their asses.
Thank you.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Well, we also talked to Edmondo.
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being.
Damn, bro.
It's been 10 long years, and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid.
What if he's still alive?
How do I know I can trust you?
Being held prisoner.
Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
Because I'm a good guy.
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity. Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word.
Okay. How can I help you?
We're in.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them.
Does she also have the ones that were planted on him?
Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Cendre.
Fleuve Cendre.
But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is
That's such a
dangerous
pretty name.
territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around.
Oh,
If
sorry.
you're serious about going there, please be careful.
She thinks I'm in danger.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Jemma. Don't let her come to harm.
You have no idea how many asses we've eaten in this game already.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
With your money.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay.
Later.
Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
What if that wasn't a joke? What if that's not a joke? Are we Are we talking to her down here? Oh, this is the workshop.
If Jemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first. There we go. It should be just down here.
I pushed him out of the way with my breath. Dude, I like Lyney's bow so much. That is such a pretty weapon, bruh. It's got a little kitten in the middle. Boing. What do I do? Oh.
So this was
I'm an idiot! I'm an idiot! Let's go up.
What was that? Oh. Is this one of Caesar's gadgets?
Doesn't seem very deadly.
He must have triggered some sort of device.
They actually made me jump back a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Attack the puppets when they pop out. This cure them in place. Oh. It's whack-a-mole. Woo! Whack-a-mole. Hello, gentlemen. Here we go. Bang! 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 I'm banging a lot of metal right now.
Everyone hold hands.
All right, let's give Lyney some action. Overload. 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 I want to see his ult again.
Whoa. Look. The doll in the box is glowing.
So I gotta hit these while they're moving now. And bang.
There's
Bang.
something written
Easy.
on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look.
Wait, where? I think it'd be cool to be a Lyney main. You'd be different if you were a Lyney main. If you're a Lyney, Lynette, and their other sibling main, you'd be pretty base. Mechanism.
These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of
I'll
them looks
probably
different from the
smack
rest.
it.
Let's invest.
Oh shit, it's this one. It's this one. This one. Fuck, what? Was that right? Oh! Was I right or was I right? Okay, I see it. I'm not gonna lose it. I'm watching. Watching, waiting. Oh shoot. It's right there. Easy. That's a really cool little puzzle. Oh my god, here we go. Here's the back rooms. The music in the back is very eerie, very scary eerie.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
I smell something under that cabinet. Maybe it's just his underwear.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop.
What I was gonna
There's
say.
a distinct lack of mystery. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere.
You gotta tap on the third book on this shelf. That one right there.
Aha! If I just move this book...
How did he find it?
And...
Presto! Oh.
Secret passageway! How did you know?
He sniffed it out like I did.
I'm a magician too. And apparently great minds really do think alike. Looks pretty
That's where he
neat
would have put it.
inside.
Treasure
Let's
chest.
head in and take a look around.
All right, nice. Hopefully there's some fighting in here. Bang! Bang!
Illusion shattered.
I see everything.
I bang way too much in this game.
Let me weave you a verse.
And
A round of applause.
this is so cool. He's a little cat guy. Meow. This feels like a boss room, I'm not gonna lie. There's a door there too. Wrap him up, wrangle him, tangle him. Now watch this Bulbasaur damage. Watch this double hydro application. Double ult. Sarasthana Temple. Breast. 150. 123. How do I get higher, bro? I never get higher. Get in. Get in the box.
Stop, Lyney. Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
He's gonna be taken. The box is gonna like take him somewhere.
All right. See you in a bit.
I think we should at least watch him get in the box.
The placement of this device inside. If I remember correctly...
Wait a minute, what do you mean? Oh god, I see a puzzle incoming. Activate all magic steps without stepping on the same one twice. I'm such an idiot. Okay. Wait. Start. It will go... Oh, I see. I see. Bing, bing, bong. Oh, fuck. Bing, bing, bong. Bong, bong, bing. This one moves. Yeah. And first try. Let's go, baby. His brain's so big, the cranium can hardly contain it. Huh? Phase 2? Oh, it's open. I thought it was gonna be a phase.
This book's thick as a brick. Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
Thick as a brick. That's what they used to say about me back in the day. About wish list. So this is the telltale all about the man Caesar, who has been falsely accused of being a thief and then got murdered. So will this clear his name? Who asked about Lorenzo?
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately.
He sounds kind of hot.
But he won't open up to me about it.
Because you stole his girl, bro.
Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I'll have to talk him around.
Two children?
I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic.
Lyney and Lynette.
They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan.
He never mentioned that this was his teacher. No wonder he was familiar with his layout work and the machine and the building, because he taught him how to think.
They wanted to call me master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master.
They were fatherless and motherless. They were orphans at this time. Was this the time when they were brought into the orphanage, though, or was that later? What time did the father help them? I think it was a little later.
With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through.
If it's later, then he probably looked after them, and then when he died, or did die, then that's when they got taken in.
Jemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
Bro said, I'm just stupid. About the wish list.
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat. As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine.
So he lied.
Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat.
Magicians just be lying.
So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well,
He's Santa
took me up
Claus.
on that offer, enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore. I wound up saving very little this month.
Aww.
But that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
Wait, Caesar actually a really good guy. He actually wanted to make them all so happy about the children studying magic.
2 children came to talk to me after today's show.
Oh, this is what I was.
Why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to
Well,
be
they're not parents.
supervised. I do hope they got home safely.
I listened to it out of order.
Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these 2.
You want to teach us magic, Caesar?
I told
Magic!
them that learning magic is very hard work, but
That's
that
what he
didn't
did.
faze them at all. It's like they already knew. They seemed so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
Okay, the final one is about the farewell. After Lorenzo's issues, after all of it, what was the farewell about?
It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the 2 kids if they'd like to come with me, but they...
He's
shook their
famous.
heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon.
Oh, father was before.
It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now. They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have. They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic,
They lied.
that's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow.
We live down the street, sir.
I can sense
Easy
that their
liar.
lives have been hard, possibly even dangerous too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them.
Dang, that gives so much more insight to their characters.
Thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods, and that is why we must find our own truth. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying.
Dad moment.
Children are so opinionated nowadays.
With them iPhones and them
For
games.
someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that? PPS. Maybe I'm overthinking this.
PPS.
Children aren't
What does that stand for?
grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet they've already forgotten every word I said. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
What does PS even stand for?
2 magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh?
A hot father, maybe?
Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think?
She has a point! I didn't realize!
So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney.
This character, bro. This guy. This little thing. Everybody pogs. We never knew. Lenny's gonna be gone or trapped or something. Something bad's happening. Oh, he's still here.
Lyney?
How you doing, buddy?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Smells like my ex.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
My ex.
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box.
It's you, chat,
And it's
look.
real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming.
It's you guys, look. You're the dummy.
Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Monka.
Very, very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time
The
they
gaze!
realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
What do you mean by theoretically?
The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy.
His actual body.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall, not without a vision at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
What if he's been alive this whole time?
High altitude escape has never been done, huh?
What if it's a long game?
Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it.
Next line, Lenny's gonna say he's gonna do it.
Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
I would have said I was gonna do it.
Glad you asked. That brings this box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance, and it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about.
This is the one he died in? Like the actual box?
Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
I would love to see Paimon try that. Paimon tries to pull... Well, actually, that wouldn't even be hard. Paimon literally fucking flies. Like, he just fly over.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and
crowd
reactions.
work.
That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship.
I'm a professional at crowd work. My whole job every day is to do crowd work.
There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape.
Houdini.
Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
So we hear about the trick now. The problem is we still don't know who this thief dude was. We have no leads on that.
So, how did it
Unless
go
the
so
thief
wrong?
effed him over.
Found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
The guy who's trying to frame him put him in a position where he had to
I
die.
can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at
Secret
the time of his
button.
death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
And you knew that because you knew him personally.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar was in fact left-handed.
I feel like this is a fever dream of an explanation. I have followed little to no... Like, I'm hearing him, but I'm like, where are you going, bro? He's like, he used his right hand a lot. But he might have been left-handed. I'm like, right? Right? Could he have been ambidextrous?
Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or
I'm
situation
ambidextrous.
at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask. And so, Caesar trained himself to
Raise your
use his
eyebrows.
right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left.
Maybe someone exploited the fact against him. I feel like most people would never notice that fact, though.
Exactly.
Average people.
I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment,
5 seconds.
retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat.
Monka.
It was much like
it wasn't there.
your keys, but
the button wasn't there.
His mind needed a moment to process what was going on.
Oh, so he went for the button and it just wasn't there.
Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box gave way.
Oh shoot, and he was the one to fall.
With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything.
Was there actually a button in there then?
The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
When in reality, someone switched the boxes.
They did murder him. Another whodunit.
But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
It's an entire different box. It's a huge box.
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side.
His partner.
Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
Oh shit.
You just couldn't let
okay.
dogs lie, could you?
You know, that is like a cool reveal and all, but you know how crazy it would have been if his fiance was the one? You know how insane it would have been if we had like, we never suspected her?
There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with.
What you gonna do with your purple little pristine puffy puffer fish looking handkerchief?
But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but you disappoint me.
He got the squad with him over here.
You mean Jemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her.
I unironically feel like Paimon just figured that out.
Yes, although however stubborn
I actually
she
think
might
so.
be, she was never much of a liability, but you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you just wouldn't drop it.
He raised this boy for 10 days, I think.
Which is why you can't leave this place alive.
Oh.
Take them out and make it quick.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Who's gonna tell him?
Do your worst.
Okay, who are we fighting this time? Actual guards? Okay, and you brought a doggy this time. All right, nice. Let me just hit him with a little bit of water, a little aqua. Hit him with one of these. One of these. One of these. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, I missed.
Now disappear.
This music is so good. Lorenzo, why are you hiding behind the barrier like a bitch? Oh, you're such a little bitch. Let's use my ult here. So, how does the stacks work? Let's see. Is it stack up like this? How do I create the stack? Oh, is it just long attacks? Or is it successful attacks? Charge, attack, or burst? Like that? Oh, it has to be double. I see. I forgot about the double. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Easy. Yeah, run, little coward. Bro said. Wow. The back of the neck.
You kids are tougher than you look.
You didn't even fight.
Enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Caesar?
He was your boy.
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Caesar. Everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me.
And he stole his girl.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me.
Okay. Show me my card.
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Caesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours.
He was good.
Just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora.
Oh yeah, true.
What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for
He
it?
would spend all his money on like toys for kids.
But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?"
But that doesn't mean you kill the man.
Amazing.
What the hell?
Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
So you killed him.
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their Mora. There was nothing
Answer the question.
more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me. I had to kill him.
This is a scumbag.
There was no other way.
Holy shit.
And this was your only motive?
And probably the girl.
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Not the girl.
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For instance, maybe you were in love with Jemma, but she was engaged to Caesar.
She don't want you, little bro. Your magic's not big enough.
In love with Jemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
I am.
This dude will admit to murdering somebody and then also admit to stealing money from lots of people because of magic and then also admit to being the weasel guy. He's like, well, no, I don't like that woman.
Caesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way, that the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
I heard the Phantom Weasel stole from the rich and the poor alike. And also, he left this note now, so he actively challenged me. We wouldn't have looked into this unless you actively challenged me. You pulled yourself out of the dark, you dummy.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how
Like, why? Why did he?
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items. I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
Did they give him that name too? They just made the name.
So that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
Yeah, bring Neverlet. Let Neverlet step on this man's throat.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do?
I know we're in the middle of something really big right now. This is like one of the most dope underground like hideouts ever. They just like have this place locked up. Like this is just here.
So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Caesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards.
You will not move. He's a magician though, so we gotta be careful. He might like disappear.
Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
He's gonna try to disappear. My eyes are on you, Lorenzo. Now, don't make any funny moves.
Lyney has told me the whole story.
Yo, got Bruno out here to arrest this man.
Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Actually, he also loved a girl named Jemma. Don't forget that.
Look who's finally developed a conscience.
Oh, we just caught him. He's in between the wolf's teeth.
What kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it, because there'll be hell to pay.
Lock him up. Put him in a slammer.
Looks like it's
All over.
What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
Surely we'll be safe to do it now, right?
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Jemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Jemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Good point. We should go tell Jemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
And also all the guards got arrested too, like his whole organization. I would never let anybody hurt her. Are they still here this whole time? We've got the man!
Ah, you're back.
She sounds so thrilled.
You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
You bought those with my card?
Your third? Lynette, come on. We've talked
Jesus,
about this.
Lynette.
Everything in moderation. You're not going to have any room left for dinner now.
Dessert first.
That's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode. And
She's a robot! She's not a real person! At first I thought she was joking, but she's not. She keeps saying it.
That's besides the point. Well, it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
She's a robot, man. Are they both robots? Are they both puppets? That's why they don't have any parents!
Did everything go okay?
They don't have any parents. Neither one of them are real.
Of course. Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
How did we not notice this till now? How are they just brushing over that?
Gosh, that's amazing.
It would make
I'm
sense.
sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can.
I know you're saying sarcasm, but like she said it twice, and they both don't have parents, and they came out of nowhere, and they're puppets.
I had my suspicions.
Not real. That's my
about
theory.
Lorenzo, but I...
Oh, sorry. Wrong moment. Guys, no more jokes. She's crying.
It's okay. We understand.
Give me a hug.
He did threaten you.
Give me a hug.
Someone would
There you
find it
go.
hard to trust strangers in your position too. You don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Mama's very comforting.
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long.
Justice.
I
10
always
years.
wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it. I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me, and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave.
Aww.
So I never had the courage to speak out. Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
Usually in these story quests, there's a big cutscene to end it all. I wonder if we'll have one for like his performance. At Lyney's suggestion, everyone goes to the cemetery and announces Lorenzo's arrest to Caesar. Caesar just pops out the grave.
Clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great. And to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty.
The travesty!
At least his soul can finally rest in peace now. Thanks to your effort.
Who is this random guy, by the way? Like, I don't know who this man is.
If only I'd realized.
You're just here.
Before it was too late.
Don't blame yourself, Jemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to see you single either. That's what I'm thinking.
Cheer up, Jemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits. This show will
Bro
be
said it is her fault. That's
holding
crazy.
it in Caesar's honor.
It's kind of her fault. Yeah, well, she just chose the wrong man to be with. What do you mean? That's not her fault.
in Caesar's honor. Really?
It's gonna be his original trick.
Thank you. I'll be there.
Great.
Let's go.
We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
If I don't get caught up in another one of your nation's political, dramas, I won't.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show.
But we already know the trick, so the illusion's gone.
Paimon feels like we're forgetting something.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not. Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop, so we didn't get a chance to bring it up. Oh well. Guess we'll just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
Could be anybody. I really think it could be any magician in this town. Here we go. Show me the magic. They used to call me Magic back in high school.
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows. Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
No, he's a one-man army now.
Not this time. My brother's going solo today.
You make another darn robot joke.
So I'll be watching with you.
Okay, I feel like she's a robot.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
JD's and Lentilman.
Magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Sit up. Everybody sit up.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Okay. Lyney wows the audience with the skill. Do we not get to see it? What the heck? There ain't no way I just played this whole quest for y'all to go, Lyney wows the crowd.
Exciting stuff.
Wait, what?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
Dang.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too. So, how did you two first meet, Jemma?
Paimon, is this really the right time?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children. Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world. And somehow, I felt drawn to him too.
Dang.
So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Dang, she had that spectator riz.
Aw, that sounds so romantic.
Can you do a trick on me?
It was with a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head.
That's that magician riz.
I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually, now that you mention it, Lyney's done that one before.
Does Lyney want Lumine? Lyney wants Lumine.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar.
What's Aether gonna say about that?
Let's treasure the time we have with him. After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might...
Damn!
be gone.
Jesus! Dude, imagine Lyney died right now. Don't be sad, the killer's been caught.
That's right. It's all over now.
Get real cynical before the big show.
Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on. You can breathe easy at last, right?
Right.
Not you, Lynette.
Yes, you can breathe easy now.
Oh!
Phantom Weasel.
Oh! What?
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what?
The fuck?
The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
What is happening?
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience.
Hold
But
on.
once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve.
It is her!
It's been 10 years, Jemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act?
Holy
I
shit.
think it's time to put an end to it.
What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't like this riddle.
Wait a minute, she's actually the one?
Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something.
Lumin can't. She wasn't paid enough apparently to say more in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far.
Right.
There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show. The one we've all been waiting for.
It's like if she's actually the Weasel, she's gonna run.
The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
Oh, outside?
Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they?
Oh, no.
Don't worry. This place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else.
Dang, that's kind of scary. Guys? Go somewhere quiet and ask about the truth. This quest ain't over yet. Hang on. I thought it was gonna be a finale show, like a really cool little ending. You're the fucking Weasel, Jemma! I was in love with you! Who said that? Everybody looking so gloomy. I've been caught.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood.
What is happening?
This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully, I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
There was a little detail about her not liking the kids to be around in that book. I vaguely remember.
Lyney, don't we have more important things to address right now? Lynette accused Jemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
Lyney pulls up like magic.
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Really? Well then, let's hear it. Paimon's dying of curiosity here.
So confused.
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands.
It is her.
But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was.
So does that mean his old partner was in on this fake arrest, and she like believes we got him arrested? How long of a game is this?
Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf. After weighing her options, she set her sights
Among
on a
Us.
renowned magician, Caesar.
It's so messed up.
After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So,
It's Among Us.
Being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now,
Bro.
all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes.
You're kind of a bitch for that, I'm not gonna lie.
But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all.
She played both sides of the coin.
At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death.
Lorenzo is the one that killed, but she's the one that led him to kill, so they both are guilty.
Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
Dude. They were really in love all this time. They were actually they were together working against him.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings.
Okay, bro.
But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
Imagine it's just like writing from Caesar, like in his diary, like, this bitch acting weird. If I die, it's her.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the Weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession, as if there was something else he was trying to hide.
Jemma was the only thing he refused to talk about. They're still together to this day.
So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me?
Wow.
Even without a shred of evidence?
Yes.
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Jemma, are equally talented in this regard. With a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence. Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight.
Maybe neither one of them put the note out saying that the weasel was back. Maybe he put the note out to lure them out because he had a theory about it all along.
Who would suspect for
Navia just walks in.
That the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Good voice acting.
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a
Yeah,
hoax?
they're both guilty.
Lorenzo were both in on it?
They're lovers. They're like Bonnie and Clyde.
Why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the weasel himself?
Because they're in love. She sleeps with him.
Yes, why indeed?
She throws it back.
Maybe Jemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Ace attorney point.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious. Having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
The demeanor has changed a little
As
bit.
a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here, aren't we?
It's hypothetical.
If I had to guess,
Hypothetically.
I'd say that the real weasel must have had a terrible childhood.
Okay, there's no way you're hypothetically trauma dumping onto me right now. Why you killed a man?
Left to fend for herself.
Okay.
After her parents died young. Betrayed. Scorned.
So what?
Beaten.
Yeah, sure, but you killed a man!
She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen.
Allegedly.
She'd sew ugly ragdolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on.
Allegedly.
This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her.
Trauma does not excuse murder.
Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by.
For a hypothetical trauma story, that sounds awfully like specific and painful to you.
This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. Her pain became a breeding ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles.
Therapy is great, chat. Someone mentioned therapy is awesome.
I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike.
Right.
I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true.
Oh.
And it will fill the void in my soul.
Huh.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
I just want to get on today and play a little Kitchen Impact, a little hee hee ha ha. And now this.
It all makes sense.
Now this.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Hypothetically, yes.
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
So the warning letter.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Jemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
Yeah, well, Why would you do that? Maybe to get rid of your lover that you don't really love, but you've been playing the lover game for 10 years.
She didn't write the letter.
I knew it!
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books.
Lyney did.
But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace.
Yeah.
Lyney.
Yeah.
Or should I call her a phantom copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the opera house. But why?
Because these two were raised by your lover, fiance, and you killed them, and it's the only parent figure they've ever had in their lives, basically, other than the Fatui.
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever.
Damn, he's so sassy.
Well, no need for me to be coy.
Very sharp.
Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Not money? Or like, bitches? Huh.
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
You took my only dad away.
10 years ago?
You don't even remember, do
You
ya?
mean Caesar's death?
You don't even remember?
You met him? Wait. Oh,
Bingo.
I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long.
How does she
You're
not
all grown
know?
up now. I didn't recognize you.
How did you not know? They're like the only magicians in this town.
He taught you magic back then, didn't he?
Well, it is only 10 days, I guess.
10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why?
Wow.
Because you feel like you still owe him something?
He was the catalyst for their future.
We remember all our debts, however great or small. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore.
What comes around goes around.
But we did not forget. And so we came to find you.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
We have to have some kind of mic on us right now, right? There's like, surely the PA outside is just like blasting.
Free? Do you really think so? Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth. I think that applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people.
Uh-oh.
Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
Some of us just play video games instead. She likes to commit crimes
What are you trying to say?
to get over the trauma.
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life.
Boring.
Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole?
Fill what hole?
Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that?
That criminal ussy.
He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years.
So you did like him.
You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Lyney stabbed the knife in, turned it the other way, shook it up and down, took it out, put it back in, turned it again. This guy's crazy.
Congratulations on your freedom, Jemma.
It would kind of be more crazy to let her go free now, and she would just like drive herself insane.
Your freedom will cost you dearly.
Oh my god!
From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Damn.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Lyney to perform his final act in tonight's show.
Fontaine characters don't mess around. They play mental games.
I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude
Oh boy, that's the thing that his master failed.
High-altitude escape?
You could die. Well, unless somebody... You're not gonna die unless somebody sabotages the box again, right? Like, that's unlikely, yeah?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall. He was dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
Whoa.
We have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused.
She hurting.
And that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crimes.
But there's even more. You don't even know the full extent.
I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous.
He's been waiting for years.
Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh my
There
god.
may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Dang, we know. We've been through it with him.
Lyney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever?
Still don't know a lot about their origins.
You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
A murderer and a bitch? I don't know. That seems awfully specific.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
Huh.
So, what are we, doing now?
We were just trying to find my brother, and now we're here, and we're dealing with this.
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
Alright, bet.
What about Jemma?
She's free.
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
Alright.
Okay.
Well,
Let's go see the final
go and watch
performance.
finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
Surely. Also, wasn't this supposed to be like an inside trick? What do you mean outside? Alright, final trick. Let's see what Lyney's got. What you got, Lyney? The high altitude trick. Oh shoot. Here he goes.
Magic should be mysterious,
Caesar's
surprising,
voice.
and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
Little Lyney and Lynette.
We're used to that.
Meow. I didn't just do that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day you can find your own truth.
He's like his only dad.
What about you?
Just
Have
gone.
you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it.
The GOAT.
For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
He's actually kind of fine too, I'm not gonna lie. And Lyney's now becoming that man, you know?
Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Monka.
Watch out!
No way it happens twice, right? What? What? Is he... He's gonna land, right? And be okay. This animation is insane, by the way.
Mysterious.
It's a 5-star!
Surprising.
Literally.
And logic defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar.
Wow.
I'm just sorry it's a little late.
That was incredible. That was so beautiful.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
Dude, that was a whole anime right there. Jeez. That was a good payoff. Now we really understand Lyney. Caesar raised him. That was his only dad. That's like tear-jerking beauty. That was such good artwork. Wow.
How could he possibly have done that?
Genshin's next level with these cutscenes lately. So good.
How mysterious. I didn't blink once. He just vanished right in front of my eyes.
Can you imagine how good it's gonna be when we get a Chlorinde cutscene one day? Like a really good one up close.
What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared.
Where is Lyney now?
Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
J. Jonah Jameson is gonna love the story.
Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
Even though I don't know the full story. Nobody knows the full story here.
Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere.
We're never gonna tell anybody either. We just gotta let her live with her own sin.
Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us.
What does that even mean?
Usual hunt, but
Oh. Graveyard.
Oh, you mean the one where Caesar's buried?
Everybody hangs out there.
Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kind of seemed like Lyney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward. All right, let's go look for him there.
It's like the piece for him after 10 years. The man who, dude, imagine how much more Caesar had to teach him. Caesar had so much to teach these kids. Hey, Lyney, you doing all right, buddy? He would be proud of you, all right, son? Sag. He's Sag.
Lyney! There you are. Are you all right? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
I actually thought he was gonna die. That'd be a crazy plot twist.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks.
Tenterhooks?
That's our job.
What is that?
So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh. I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning.
Dying.
Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments.
Like, this is it, bro.
Did he regret taking Jemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
Dang.
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once, didn't you? When was that?
About 10 years ago.
After I joined the House of the Hearth.
After?
To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
From the father?
I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves, but without proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
I wonder what the objective was. Why did they want to go after the guy?
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Oh, I guess he had to learn not to go after Caesar, but instead he had to learn tricks for a job, and he helped him learn tricks for the job.
Yes.
I wonder if it was a crime he had him commit.
There was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us. In all, we only spent 10 short days together.
He was that good.
Very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him. For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic,
It's my passion.
I answered, it's my passion. But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story.
Can you tell us now?
After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved. What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth. Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
To give him credit, he was like 10.
Lyney,
It's okay, buddy. You were a little child who'd been abused.
Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle soul, aren't you?
Turned out way better than Jemma.
But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the house of the hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go. After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel.
Oh, sevens, everybody.
That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him. To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay.
This quest make me sad.
You only realize how much someone really meant to
Oh my
you when you lose
God.
them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Jemma. Because I felt it for myself.
That's the ultimate punishment. Hurt. We're in your auditorium and we're not going anywhere, buddy. Until we literally leave you to go to another region and not learn anything about my brother and play this game for the next 8 years. We'll probably go into a little bit more crippling debt, but I won't leave you. I'm lying.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney.
I spit right there.
We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side. Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window.
One day we're gonna see a flashback of this scene when Traveler or the Paimon's dying. We're gonna be really sad.
You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
She loved me.
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has
Family.
taken plenty from us, like it did from
Family.
Jemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. All right, time to lighten this conversation up a little.
It was pretty cool.
What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
It was amazing!
We thought you were gonna die.
Wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Jemma situation. We spent most of our time in the opera house just talking and pretty much missed the entire first half of the show. Lenny, could you do just one more trick for us?
The flower.
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The
You're a
show's just
magician!
finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Brother, just do something simple with your fingers. Sleight of hand.
Come on! Surely you can think of something. The Lenny Paimon knows can do anything if he puts his mind to
There's
it.
flowers all around. Can't you use any of these flowers?
Oh, all right then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you. Watch closely. I have
Flower.
a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand. We ain't going along with this.
Stare.
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me.
He's baiting me.
Okay, try this. Count down with me. 3,
9,
2,
8,
1.
14. Oh, we were on the same page, were we? 4, 3. Oh. That looks like a penis.
Now, have another look around.
Ah.
Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere
How did you
else.
keep doing that?
Really? Let's see.
Doesn't even make sense. Dot, dot, dot.
Oh, this
Rainbow rose.
time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose.
Like the Mario track. Oh, wait, that's road.
But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Lenny, pretty please.
Not gonna tell us.
Well, if
Do
you
it
want
again.
to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
Senpai.
Fine. Please, teacher, please.
Since you asked so nicely,
Are we really about to learn?
I'll share one little tip with you. Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
What are y'all saying in chat right now? Well, I saw something about drinking blood. Are y'all okay?
Is that it?
Ah, look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night.
That gave us no info.
I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, bye.
Later.
Shall we head back now too?
Can we go to the next nation? This one scares me.
Paimon can't wait to read the Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Lyney and Caesar will be plastered all over it.
It'll be famous.
Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
There's more. Oh wait, we're done. We're not done. How long is this?
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy
No publicity.
today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
No paparazzi.
Oh, please, Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your time. If you would be so kind.
Just a little statement.
What's happening here?
She's harassing these celebrities.
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning. But just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Jemma, had contacted the guards, confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
They guilted her into admitting the truth.
That was quick.
Dang it, I thought it was gonna take like a couple of years or something. Like, why give up your freedom like that? People are just stupid in this world.
Too late, bro.
What?
That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do.
Oh, she doesn't know the lore. She wasn't in the convo.
My instincts did not lead me.
Paimon.
You have something to hide. Jemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
She just felt so compelled by it.
Maybe watching my high altitude
Yep.
trick reminded her of a better time with
Compelled.
Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Yep, that's it.
Okay then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
It was a really good performance, Charlotte.
Well...
Charlotte's journalist spirit is burning red. We're gonna have to distract her somehow.
I remember now.
Strip naked
Jemma,
in the
we
streets.
found after the show. What happened between you? Quickfire question. Where did you all go after the show?
We gotta commit another crime.
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us. Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds me.
Oh, she's gonna do the trick.
Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
Do the trick. Do the thing. What? Was that not? You're not supposed to do that?
I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
Is this like, oh, 'cause we're symbolic here about flowers?
I just...
This is awkward.
What now?
Paimon, you gotta go.
Did I say something wrong again?
We gotta get Paimon out of here.
This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Traveler?
Run!
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Well, never mind. There's always next time. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Jemma has already made
She'll
waves.
never know.
I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all.
Keep writing. Keep people typing. Keep chatting.
One of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious. All right, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
Wait, almost blew the whole thing, Paimon. Dummy. Dummy, little dummy flying bird, dummy.
Paimon didn't mean to.
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Can't ever read her, man. I still got a theory about her being a robot. I will not back away from this.
Oh, really?
I am tripling down.
Goodness, you scared Paimon there.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon. You and me both.
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose.
Let's go.
I'd be really upset if you lost it.
I don't even know where I put it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Quest complete, the Forgotten Thief. While I think that sometimes story quests can take a whole lot longer than they need to get to the point, the conclusion was very good. That was a really good quest.